Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking Gumball 3000. At this point, it's only about a week away to the start in Edinburgh. Now of course, we stick it up my AMG GT Black Series Team 150, returning for what will now be my 9th time on the Gumball Rally. But I've told you, it's not necessarily this car, but I've not yet told you what it is. Now, a ton of speculation says the Ford GT must be under this cover because it's stickered up underneath, and we're about to find out. But we also today need to reveal the Gumball support car and a bit more about what we're doing. This is going to be something this year that's never been done before. I don't believe that anybody has ever tried what we're about to hopefully pull off on this year's rally. So let's talk about the plans, let's talk about the support car, let's get things ready. We've got some merch to show you, we've got some stickers to put on, we've got some things to discuss. Let's rock and roll. It's only a week to Gumball 3000 2023. There are some big changes here, by the way. In fact, probably a little bit more progress today with everything that's going on all around us. But this might be a bit of a red, quite literally, herring. A red herring in the sense that, wouldn't it be a little bit obvious if I just covered my Gumball 3000 car here in the garage if it was already stickered up like the GT Black Series? Well, to show you a little bit more of this, let me reveal the Ford GT and no Gumball 3000 stickers on there. That's actually covered up because this year's rally is going to have us on the road for around a month, I think. We're going to be setting off from here to go up to Scotland, then driving from Edinburgh to London, to Amsterdam, to Verbier, to Venice, to Budapest, to Montenegro, and then a bit of a tour back. So effectively, with all of the building works while I'm gone, now that we've got all of the flooring done, I've kind of decided that we're going to cover some of the cars, so we'll be throwing some more covers on a little bit later on, and the Ford GT was just the first to be done because, let's be real, this GoodWool cover that I've now had for a few years, designed to match the car, just looks absolutely mega. This pixelated, cartoony style design over the top of the car. But let's get to the point. Gumball means taking loads of luggage, taking supplies and tools, taking freebies and giveaways from myself and also from Gumball 3000, meaning we need something a bit practical. Of course, I have driven in the GT 500 on the Gumball 3000 last year, Toronto to Miami. In fact, the only one of my current Shmeemobiles that I've ever done the rally with. A great car for the purpose, except for the issue we had with wheels just before. I've also driven, back when it was yellow, my AMG GTR. Of course, in many ways, the precursor to the GT Black Series, which would be a fantastic car for the rally, albeit even this, a bit of a squeeze for luggage, especially with everything that we want to be taking with us. So this year, for a first in a while, we're taking a proper support car, and you might already be able to work this out. We're taking the Transit Custom MSRT in pink with white accents. We're going to be adding a livery to this today to get it fully stickered up. But basically, we've got 6 seats. We've got a ton of space in the back. We're going to be able to save the day for other Gumballers along the way, I hope, as well. So our support car, the Team Shmee 150, Team 150, media, luggage, whatever you want to call it, support car, is standing right behind us, which today we need to get prepared. So the team from 360 Wraps are coming down. They obviously did both the GT Black Series, but also the Team Skookum 812, ready for Jordan. They got this prepared last time out, just before we went up to SupercarFest. They're coming over today to get the van done as well. So I suppose we need to do some shuffling around because obviously the Zenvo is lurking right here. In fact, I've just got out the Zenvo cover as well, which we're going to get put onto the car. That also matches. I've got lots of cool covers that just match the spec of the cars. That's why I want to use them now that I know I'm not going to be here for a while. Do some moving around, jiggery-pokery, get the van ready, and get ready to tell you a little bit more about the plans ahead. Now, you're going to see a lot of cars moving around today because Tom is kindly going to be working on cleaning up some of the lifts. Obviously, we want to make everything in here look beautifully clean and shiny, which is why we just pulled out the SF90. We've got a whole bunch of cars to move around. The GT 500 is going to come off. I need to pull the Zenvo out of the way so we can have a whole bunch of little startups going on right now. The easy way, to be honest, that probably sounds even better than this does. Another thing lots of people have asked about Tom is that we mentioned the offices upstairs in the Building My Dream Garage episode, where of course we have the main office for me in the center, we have the media office, and we have the collectibles room. There's more that we haven't told you. I'm not just leaving Tom to have no space anywhere. This isn't finished. We've got a lot more to go. A lot more with lighting, with murals, with another construction. stay tuned is all I'm going to say. For the moment, let me get this started. We'll do the shuffling around, pull this forwards, pull that off, and then figure out getting the van out and what we're going to do next. As if by magic, the GT500 is already back on the lift. We've been working through these one by one, still have 3 more to go, but Tom is kindly cleaning those up. Meanwhile, over on this side, the team from 360 Wraps are now here to do a few changes to the cars because we have added, as you will see over here on the GT Black Series, Carrera are back on this rally. So a few changes to some of the stickers, Carrera on the front and on the side. So we've had a little shuffle to my GT Black Series, currently doing that with the Team 42 812 Superfast. And then it's going to be time to show you a little bit of what we've been doing on this. Now, Brad has put together some renders of how we'd like this to look. And you can see those right now of what the plan is. The ultimate support van. And of course, it's a big thing to do with this color. This thing is so bright and out there. I mean, in here, in a garage filled with brightly coloured supercars, this still manages to stand out. And just picture it right now with all of that livery over it. The Schmion 50 logos, the Gumball 3000 logos, of course, the support vehicle lettering as well, and the racing stripes to match in with what we have on the other cars also. This whole feel of being part of a team, you know, the Gumball racing team, that's the kind of idea behind it, has always been the community that the rally brings together, which is so much fun and a big part of it. So we're going to try and bring some of that into the car. Of course, not with a number, it's not a grid car, so to speak, but you are going to be seeing it on the rally. Plus, in a minute, I can show you some donuts we've been arranging. Some donuts here at the Schmuseum. Bear with me a moment. I know what you're thinking when I say donuts. Normally the spinny variety with a car, which probably would have been a good idea here before we painted the floor. It would be a disastrous idea right now, but no, I mean this kind of donuts, the Gumball bundle from Krispy Kreme on Uber Eats. In fact, they have a promotion right now until tomorrow, the day after this video, Sunday, where you could win a year of donuts, literally. We have the original glazed dozen, we have the share a dozen, which come as part of the bundle, and we're going to tuck into some donuts while cracking on with the wrap and the livery on the van. And no, this is not a promotion. We just wanted to order some Krispy Kremes because back in the day, we had all of the Gumball 3000 meets at Krispy Kreme in London, which was quite good fun as well, outside of the main event, the main rallies. The view here is mega, but I think we need to get back down there to go get laying out the stickers. Donuts and MSRT vans. Have you guys had any of these yet? Literally the Gumball bundle of donuts. It's time. Krispy Kreme donuts on, no, not on Jordan's car. We'll do those on my car. It would be a bit unfair. Literally, one's gone missing already. That happened fast. We have many a donut and not many people, and we're missing some donuts.
Hi guys, I'm Schmartin.
Step 1, pop the van a little bit out into the middle, although it does make a cool photo spot on the racetrack like that, but turn that way, Brad. A little bit more, straight, stop. If this was the Nürburgring, he would now be driving in the wrong direction. It's supposed to go that way, but anyway, it's here. So we can start translating this design, because if you come over this way, 360 Wraps have brought all of the designs together from the renders that we showed you to try and lay all of this out and figure out exactly what's going where on this, which shouldn't be too hard, and it should be quite easy to apply thanks to having fairly flat sides. Obviously back here as well, stripe. No point going over the top because you can't exactly see it. Same from around at the front, to be completely honest. But all fine, and some nicely cleaned up white wheels. Obviously this colour scheme was the tribute to the STO originally, but soon to look right on theme with these two. This is some good attention to detail, make sure it's lined up properly. Also, the cutouts here from the render files, just lining everything up on the different lines of the car. Obviously in this case we want to follow the white line to make sure it looks sporty and looks lined up. And over here, look at these roundels, absolutely massive. Obviously, big old thing this. So we've got some big logos that are going to be going on it in a moment. The guys are cracking on with this, and they're joined by a new team member. Shmoo the Cow is here as well. He's been helping Martin and the team from Novus working on the build of the Schmuseum. He got involved as well in the stickers on the GT Black Series, and now lending a helping hand to the van as well. We will be having some more updates with Shmoo the Cow down the line, so stay tuned, guys. If you're keen to get your hands on one, I think there's going to be a way for you. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the route that we're going to be embarking on with all of these cars. Now, the 24th Gumball 3000. My first one was over a decade ago, number 9 for me, and this route is the ultimate. This is so cool. We're going to be going through the UK, have a checkpoint and a night stop in London. We're going to be going all the way down towards Montenegro with some amazing stops along the way. In fact, we get underway on Sunday the 11th of June from George Street in the centre of Edinburgh with 100 Gumball supercars. It's then going to be from George Street down via a checkpoint at Ripley Castle in York on the way to London. At this point in time, the location is still to be announced, but for all of the details for all of these stops, follow Gumball 3000 on their social media channels and you'll be able to find all of that. We then go from London across the tunnel over to Bruges in Belgium on the way to Amsterdam in the Netherlands. That's going to be really cool. Then we go from Amsterdam via a checkpoint TBC on the way down to the Swiss Alps to Verbier. From Verbier, we're going to be going onwards through Italy to Venice. The Gumball cars will parade in the afternoon down Via della Liberta in Venice. Then we go to Ljubljana Castle as a checkpoint on the way to Budapest in Hungary, to Ibil-Miklos. Apologies for my butchering of the Hungarian language there. Stop for the night in Hungary, and then it's the last long leg down to Split for the checkpoint on Riva Promenade. Then we go from Riva Promenade all the way to Porto Montenegro, to Jetty 1, to the end, to the finish line. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly what we're doing, because like I said, we've got a support car. We've got a car that I have told you is not going to be crossing the start line, and I'm not doing this in a way that anybody has ever done this before. So we're going to have to wait to see exactly what's going on here. Meanwhile, I didn't even see what was happening, but the Gumball 3000 logo is going onto the front of the support van. This is actually really cool the way it's done with the cutouts and things. You can tell we've been planning for this one. In fact, I can confidently state out of every Gumball 3000 I have ever done, this is the one that has had the most planning from Team Shimmy 150. It will be the biggest that we've ever done it. It's going to be the most epic that we've ever done it. And I cannot wait to meet thousands and thousands of you guys at each of the stops along the way. This is going to be so good. The satisfying removal of the film from over the top. And we have the Gumball 3000 roundel on the front of the van. That's definitely got some presence. I mean, this thing has some presence to begin with, but now it's starting to look the part as a support van for the rally. This is quite a nice touch that Brad had added onto the render to have that red and blue stripe continuing down. If we come around here towards the back, this is where the magic is currently happening. We've got the support vehicle, we've got the stripes, it's got the logos, that's all very, very nice in there. And if I come around this side, obviously here, we've got the very large graphic, obviously being trimmed around everything like the sliding door. That's actually really cool, the way that's been cut around there, looking the part for what's ahead of us. In here, and I can't show you too much, but part of the reason why we're taking a van for all of our stuff, because we have one of our designs for this year, Team 150 of course, with the 24 racing stripe to match obviously the 24th annual Gumball 3000. Those are now available in the Cheers shop. We also have a special rally tee coming as well, which I will have some of during the rally, so you can check those out very, very soon, but it might be a bit too early to tell you about that because it might reveal a little bit more about what we're doing. Of course, we have stickers, we have flags, we have lots of fun, exciting stuff ready for this rally, which you'll see all of very soon. These roundels are genuinely gigantic. This is about 1.5 meters diameter on the side of the van. Thankfully, with a fairly kind of flat side to work on, although of course lots of shapes and things to have to cut around. This is the ultimate support vehicle. I mean, this color, it's called Tele Magenta, is very, very bright, very bold. I like this up there as well, Team Shimmy 150 with the red and blue stripe continuing up, very much blending in, but this will be of course transporting our luggage, maybe transporting some luggage from other Gumballers. We'll see exactly how that goes. It's always quite fascinating to see the process behind this, with the guys who have the skills and know what they're doing to get this into place, position it all, work around the different shapes of the car itself or the van itself and get it into play. Obviously we've had a few of the MSRT vans now. We started with the green and the blue, but running the pink, which, I mean, in a garage with cars in some very bright colors, just fits in. It's right at home, absolutely right at home. Not quite sure how we'd manage without, to be honest. We use this so often for transporting tires, memorabilia, different things, different stuff, depending where we're going and what we're doing. We'll jump ahead because we've had a whole lot of things we needed to get sorted out, and we now have our completed 2023 Gumball 3000 support car. Now, a support car is unbelievably critical to everything that we're going to be doing, and I know I've led you guys a little bit astray because I can't quite tell you yet exactly what we have in the works for this, other than I don't think anybody has ever done it before. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer. It's only a week until we're up in Edinburgh, until the flag is actually dropping, which is moderately terrifying at this moment in time. But a support car is a huge part of what we're going to be getting up to, of what's actually going to be happening. And this thing is so perfect for the purpose. For you guys in America, you have to understand that the transit vans for us are what every tradesman or person who needs a practical vehicle pretty much has. It's like an F-150 in the US, a Ford Transit over here. And if you look at the thing, in this color, it's just silly. Of course, decked out now with all of the roundels, but obviously back here, this is where, you know, we've got a ton of space for whatever we might need. Not that we're literally going to have a person back here, because that would be slightly sketchy when you're traveling across the continent, but whatever it's going to be. You know, 4 people, lots of luggage, loads of other stuff, potentially other luggage as well, who knows? All of the giveaways, all of the fun things from Gumball as well. The support vehicle, absolute beast. In fact, we also have the benefit with this that, hey, we've got a passenger. We've got a little stowaway for the run today, for the run next week, I should say. We've got 3 seats in the back. There are 3 seats in the front as well. It's got this like bench seat thing kind of in the middle, so you can either have 2 up front or you can fit a 3rd person in the middle if you so need. But that means if we need to leave a car somewhere, we've got 4 people, or somebody needs to jump in because all sorts of weird things happen during the rally, we've got the space. And that is going to completely transform what this rally is like. The last couple, you know, the Manhart GT2 RS on the Middle East tour, the GT500 from Toronto to Miami, the AMG GTR that I drove before back in 2018, London to Tokyo. Space is at a premium. It's very difficult. And you want to be able to do something that's cool while also still having some practicality, which is where this is the ultimate in support wagons, the ultimate in what we could possibly imagine doing for this tour. There are going to be tons of epic cars. Of course, you guys know Max's XJ220S has been lurking here at the Museum. Max being the founder, of course, of Gumball 3000. That was decked out for Petrol Hedonism Underground with a preview of the livery, which we now have on the various cars around here. In fact, on the GT Black Series, just to quickly show you, we've got lots of the sponsors back that we know from before, Kappa, Veloce, Hard Rock, Carrera, etc. We have a Movember connection with the moustache that you probably spotted up at the front, at the base of the roundel. And we have that whole vibe with the blue and the red stripes. And in fact, I really like how it looks on the yellow. The contrast, obviously you get black stickers on a brightly colored car, you get white stickers on a slightly darker car, and it'll be amazing to see the full grid with all of the cars together. Up in Scotland, in from this point, what are we, like 5 days away, 6 days away? This time has flown by. It's basically the 3rd Gumball in 12 months, which is ludicrous. And while having not driven the whole of the Middle East one, because of other commitments that I had, I'm going to be driving the whole of this one. Every stop, every checkpoint is the goal, as always, to drive the whole of the Gumball and to do it with this, potentially, in the mirrors. Can I say in the mirrors? That might be a bit of a clue. Don't know. I just can't tell you too much about it all yet. I'm having fun. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little bit, you could say a little bit clickbaity, but believe me, this is going to be something that I think most people, if they even thought about doing, would very quickly pass it on to someone else to organize, and that someone else would say, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to pull that through. So you'll find out what that is very soon. For now, I think that is basically it. We're going to have loads of work going on here at the Museum while we're gone, but I'll give you a full update on that as well prior to going. But yeah, support car is ready. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Do check out the current offer from Krispy Kreme with the Gumball bundle. But otherwise, a big thanks to 360 Wraps for getting all of this prepared today. And a big thanks to you guys as well in advance of what is going to be the most amazing adventure ever. That's for now, though, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.